In your headline, CDB discuss innovative financing for sustainable development. Official statement following the deaths and autopsies of American tourists in Bahamas have released, and legal dispute over multi-million-dollar sandals and beaches resort estate is escalating. From the PTV Broadcasting Headquarters in Providenciales, your number one source for news, I'm Erica Pinales delivering the latest from across the country this Friday, June 10th, 2022, right to your door. Newswatch starts now. In today's top story, we take a look into the CDB's President Chat where they discussed innovative financing for sustainable development. Here's more. The Caribbean Development Bank in its recent seminar spoke about what MDBs can do and how best can multilateral development banks play a catalytic role in globalizing innovative financing, including from the private sector, in order to accelerate development outcomes.
In terms of a holistic approach to development, I think we need to start from the very real position that the region's needs are extremely, extremely huge. And they are very, very much in a, if we can put this correctly, a phase that says we need to tackle all of the needs, not just one of the needs, because if we don't do all, we simply cannot achieve the development goals that we are talking of. And when we say development goals, what exactly are we talking about? We can summarize this as implying making the region a place of choice where future generations want to live. And if we start from that basic premise, I can think very quickly of at least 4 key goals that we need to embrace as a region. One has to be food security. The second, we have to have energy security. The third, I think we must have water security. And then as long as you have the food, the water, the power, then we need to talk about quality of life security. And that will entail the very elements you spoke of in terms of the SDGs, living in a peaceful and secure environment, having access to quality health, having adequate education and shelter, such that your quality of life can be a premium. And so I think if we start from that particular position, we will understand that development, therefore, has to be a holistic one, which requires us to be able to tackle all of those particular needs that I just outlined.
Dr. Leon says that the fundamental element underlying all of this is resilience.
Being able to bounce back, being able to continue to build, and do that in all of the areas that are necessary to make this a holistic statement. So it's holistic growth, and to have that, you must have holistic resilience. And holistic resilience means a resilient ecosystem. And underlying all of this, clearly, we cannot proceed without having adequate finance. And therefore, I underpin all of this to say our main issue or our biggest challenge in the region today is having access to adequate and affordable finance. I want to call it today hashtag AAAF. Access to adequate and affordable finance.
As a means of meeting the one purpose of the CDB to create a region where we would all want to live by choice and giving the magnitude of the problem, Jean says that it cannot be done alone.
I think we can recognize, therefore, that given the magnitude of the problem that we are looking to fix, it's quite clear that we cannot do it by ourselves. And I say that to underline that the only way we can tackle the problem is through what we can call broadly strategic partnerships. Strategic partnerships with the private sector, strategic partnerships with the external environment, and that means investors, knowledge creators, institutions that can provide ways in which we can do. But partnerships, therefore, become the basis, the foundation to allow us to do our key issue of meeting the purpose of a holistic development agenda with adequate and affordable finance.
Jean ended that part of the segment by saying, quote, "You cannot solve $1 trillion problem with $1 million solution."
And since we have $1 million, but we need $1 trillion, there is no way we can get there without crowding in, and therefore the need for partnerships from all areas, domestic and external, public and private, institutional and even philanthropic, as a means of addressing and taking us to the next point that we are looking to get to. So Myron, that would be the broad context, I think, why we talk of holistic and why we talk of partnerships, to be able to anchor the very one issue that we all need to embrace. As I said, it's the hashtag AAAF, access to adequate, underline adequate, and affordable finance.
Stay tuned for more of this story in a subsequent newscast. Last Friday, families, survivors, and advocates against gun violence came together to remember victims and call for action.
Gun violence continues to plague local communities around the Turks and Caicos Islands and has, in the past 6 years, taken the lives of 60 persons. Over the holiday weekend, residents came together to remember and honor those who died at the hands of gun-wielding criminals. The event was a gun violence awareness name-hanging ceremony organized by Charla Walkin in collaboration with the Turks and Caicos Islands National Trust. On June 3rd, the TCI joined with the rest of the world to kick off the month-long awareness, which is used to remember the victims as advocates call for an end to the violence. This is the second year Walkin organized the memorial, which was hosted at the Cheshire Hall Plantation Grounds in Providenciales last Friday. The event was a memorialization of a tree in honor of all victims of gun violence in the TCI. Walkin says it is her hope, after suffering her own loss in August 2018 to gun violence, to bring awareness to this growing issue that has taken away too many young men, fathers, mothers, sons, and brothers here in the TCI. During the event, families hung plaques with the names of their loved ones on a memorial tree at the gardens of the Cheshire Hall Plantation to immortalize and commemorate the victims of gun violence. Walkin says that gun violence has affected nearly every family in the TCI, with an estimated 60 men and women being lost to these census acts from 2017 to the present. She is urging everyone to take a stand against gun violence in the islands. Nadija Parker, who is attached to the press department of the Office of the Premier, read all 60 names of the victims of gun violence in the TCI at Friday's event. Also delivering remarks were Human Rights Commissioner Sabrina Green, Deputy Governor Her Excellency Anya Williams, and family members of victims. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Als.
It's time for a quick break. More News Watch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Sandals Exuma officials have released an official statement following the deaths and autopsies of those American tourists who died on their property back in May. Newswatch brings you those details.
Officials of the Sandals Resort in Exuma say they will be installing carbon monoxide detectors in all of the rooms on their property, following the deaths of those 3 American tourists in 2 of their villas back in May. However, in a statement released by the resort, officials wrote that environmental safety experts were brought in and a comprehensive review of all systems was completed. Although reports from news stations across the Bahamas and the United States listed carbon monoxide poisoning as the cause of death for Michael and Robbie Phillips and Vincent Chirella, having come from the autopsy reports, Sandals says, quote, "Despite initial speculation, Bahamian authorities have concluded the cause was an isolated incident in one standalone structure that housed 2 individual guest rooms and was in no way linked to the resort's air conditioning system, food and beverage services, landscaping, or foul play," end quote. A 4th guest, Donis Chirella, survived and was airlifted to a Florida hospital. There has been no update on her condition.
The family of Gordon Butch Stewart, the late Sandals and Beaches Resort founder, have become embroiled in an escalating legal dispute over the multi-million-dollar estate he left behind. Details in this report.
The courtroom fight is pitting Cheryl Hammer Smith Stewart, Butch's 3rd wife, against the Cromwell Trust Company, the Bahamian private trust company that is responsible for managing the 2 trusts and their assets in its role as trustee. This is according to news coming out of the Bahamas this week, reported by the Tribune. Senior Justice Indra Charles, in a May 30th verdict, redacted most of the details surrounding a battle that centers on 2 Bahamas-based trusts created by the Jamaican-born entrepreneur who established a business empire that stretches across the Caribbean. The trust company has been joined as defendant by Mr. Stewart's adult children from his earlier marriages, including his son Adam, who succeeded his father as Sandals Resorts International Executive Chairman and is named as the enforcer and an advisory member for both trusts. Adam Stewart's sister, Jamie McConnell, also an advisory board member, is named as another defendant, as is Brian Jardim, another of Gordon Butch Stewart's adult children. The final 3 defendants are Sabrina Stewart and the twins Kelly and Gordon Stewart, who are Hammersmith Stewart's 3 children with a late hotel tycoon. According to the Tribune, the Sandals' name and that of Gordon Butch Stewart were carefully omitted in the judge's ruling, but the details clearly indicated who the parties are. The news agency reports that there is nothing in the verdict that suggests the dispute over the Stewart estate will impact Sandals or all the business interests he has left to his family. Justice Charles' ruling dealt with Cromwell Trust Company's bid to seal all documents related to the dispute that have been or will be filed with the Supreme Court. The trust company is seeking to have all details, especially those that are financial related, and give specifics on the family's wealth, as well as future court hearings, be kept private and not disclosed publicly. The Tribune reports that the heavily blacked out verdict does not provide the cause of the dispute, instead describing the late Gordon Stewart as a wealthy and well-known entrepreneur who founded 2 Bahamas domiciled trusts. Justice Charles' ruling states that Adam Stewart, Mr. Jardine, and Mrs. O'Connell backed the trustee's sealing application, which was opposed by Mrs. Hammersmith Stewart and her children on the basis that the circumstances of this case do not warrant the grant of a sealing or privacy order. The judge said it is difficult to see how the publicity of the litigation will have any material or substantial additional effect, and that the fact that the litigation may be inconvenient does not warrant the displacement of the open justice principle. She said the trustee and the first family have not demonstrated that a sealing order is necessary in the interest of justice. Rather, they have merely proved that it is more convenient. Justice Charles ordered Cromwell Trust Company to file its defense by June 12th, having had the benefit of a 4-month extension, while Mr. Stewart's adult children have been given until June 27th. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Als.
Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Coming up next is your 3-day weather forecast.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Edith Skippings, president of the Turks and Caicos Amateur Athletics Association, has been suspended. This, according to a statement released by the association on Wednesday, June 1st, to have taken effect immediately. While details surrounding the reason behind the suspension were not detailed in that statement and are still officially unknown, officials informed that it was a conditional suspension and that First Vice President Willa Gray has been appointed interim president for the duration of Skipping's suspension. Skippings is a strong advocate for sports and youth development in the TCI and is known for encouraging youth participation in track and field events both nationally and internationally, as well as preparing, recruiting, and encouraging the participation of TCI's athletes for the annual Carifta Games.
Here's your 3-day weather forecast. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 79, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For South Caicos on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 79, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 86, low 79, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For Perryton Pine Key on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 79, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And on Monday, partly cloudy skies again, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And on Providenciales, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 79, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And on Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now for your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise 6:07 a.m., sunset 7:34 p.m. And for your high tides and low tides, high tides 5:17 a.m., 5:50 p.m., and low tides 11:20 a.m., 11:20 p.m. And for your hurricane outlook, for the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, and Gulf of Mexico, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 5 days. And that's it for your weather forecast and hurricane outlook. We'll be right back for more News Watch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
This story has so much valid information that we thought we'd run it again just in case you missed it. In a May 27th statement, a spokesperson for the refugee agency UNHCR urged regional governments to do more to assist persons fleeing from their homeland, Haiti. This came as the situation continues to worsen in the neighboring failed republic, where there is escalating deterioration in security and rising gang violence. The Minister Honorable Musgrove, in response to the UN and in light of the recent illegal migrant activity in the TCI, stated, quote, "I am appalled at the United Nations. Their unrealistic call for regional governments to do more is nothing short of reckless and misguided. Haiti has a population of 11.6 million people. How could any small developing state like the Turks and Caicos Islands assist that number of people or even the smallest fraction of them? We have a population of some 47,000 persons, and our healthcare, education, and other social systems remain fragile and could never withstand any influx of refugees. This would be a risk to our very own livelihood. I do sympathize with the Haitian people. There is a real crisis in Haiti, one which the UN peacekeeping mission itself retreated from in 2019, and it has gotten progressively worse since then, but here is not the place for them. We cannot accommodate them in the TCI. Over the last 4 days alone, and following the call of the UN, there were 3 successful at-sea interceptions by the Marine Branch of the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force and 1 go-fast boat landing in the community of 5 Keys. A total of 390 illegal migrants are currently being repatriated from the Turks and Caicos Islands. Additionally, the United States Coast Guard and Operation Bahamas and Turks and Caicos continue to cooperate on matters of illegal migration and the policing of the waters around the Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, and the United States, and there have been successful diversions of other would-be dangerous crossing attempts before they could ever enter our waters. The minister continued, "I wish to recognize the work of our partner agencies, U.S. Coast Guard, Operation Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, and the Marine Police, who continue to ensure that these large vessels do not make clandestine landfall, and that of my own team in the Department of Immigration and Customs, who continue to respond to the unceasing pressures of illegal migration. I further call on my own people, Turks and Caicos Islanders, and any person who has chosen to live among us, who dares to be involved in this ring of people smuggling. This is a crime, and there are persons who know who are involved in it and refuse to inform the authorities.
We are our own worst enemy. We are helping to destroy our own country, and that cannot be okay. It will not be okay.
We will continue to work at unraveling and interrupting this organization, and we will take whatever measures necessary to bring an end to this horrendous situation." End quote. The Turks and Caicos Islands has faced unrelenting challenges with illegal migration over the years, and in recent times has expensed in excess of $3 million year on year on the repatriation and other costs associated with detention of illegal migrants. The Blue Belt Program is a UK government initiative to enhance marine protection and sustainable marine management across UK overseas territories. The UK overseas territories are some of the most biologically interesting and remote places on Earth and are home to globally significant biodiversity. CFAS and MMO will be supporting the TCI to work with local partners to strengthen governance, understand and protect biodiversity, carry out science in support of sustainable fisheries management, manage other human activities, improve compliance and enforcement, and address global issues including climate change, biodiversity loss, and marine litter.
Since 2016, the Blue Belt program has worked closely with the British overseas territories to enhance the protection and sustainable management of their precious marine environments. The flagship program has been central to the UK government's ambition of leading action to tackle the serious global problems of overfishing, species extinction, and climate change. TCI becomes the first Caribbean UK overseas territory to join this flagship marine conservation program. The Blue Belt program, one of the UK government's most ambitious environmental policies ever, is supported by two world-leading organizations, the Centre for Environment, Fisheries and Aquaculture Science, and the Marine Management Organization on behalf of the UK government. These organizations provide expertise and technical resources in the fields of marine science, management, technology, and enforcement to the overseas territories. The program will directly benefit the TCI to ensure marine protection brings lasting benefits to the marine environment and local communities throughout 2022 to 2025. Honorable Josephine Connolly, Minister of Tourism in support of the program, stated, quote, "I am overjoyed for the Turks and Caicos Islands to join the Blue Belt program as my government and I continue to prioritize the protection and sustainable management of our marine environment. Our country's flourishing tourism product, coastal protection, and fisheries resources are all hinged on the robustness of our marine habitats." She continued, "The program will directly benefit the TCI to ensure marine protection brings lasting benefits to the marine environment and local communities for future generations. From this partnership, we are purchasing a new powered catamaran vessel, a demarcated park infrastructure, and swim zones with proper demarcation through our Marine Spatial Planning Program, in addition to conducting industry-leading research in our waters to help improve our knowledge and management of this precious resource." End quote. Stay tuned for more of this story in a subsequent newscast. And that brings us to the end of this edition of The Real News. I hate to leave you so soon, but of course, you can join us right back here every weekday at 6:30 p.m. and tap into our social media platforms at www.ptv8tci.com. I'm Erica Pinales, keeping you informed, updated, and affiliated. Until next time.